Hey there! Thanks for choosing Hisably, a complete cloud-based accounting solution designed by C-store owners for C-store owners. Hisably also operates in gas stations, package and liquor stores, and most users are Massachusetts lottery agents. We've designed this video to guide new users through the onboarding process so you can get started properly. Setting up your new workstation is as simple as having a reliable internet access, a laptop or PC ideally located behind the counter or in an office that is within the range of a one-dimensional or two-dimensional scanner. Please make sure your scanner is capable of reading the Interleave 205 barcode. Once your workstation is all set up, log into your Hisably account or start a new free trial to check out what's inside. Great! Now that we're on the same page, the second step of the onboarding process is to use the left sidebar and going into the Lottery tab. As you can see, Hisably instantly brings you to the Lottery inventory page. Find the section Add Inventory and begin selecting your first day or the day you'd like to add inventory. After selecting the date, then click inside the Scan Number field. Just like that. Now, you can scan all of your non-active lottery books. When scanning, make sure you scan each and every book stub and then place them into a separate group so you know which books you've already scanned. If you try to scan the same book twice, I'll try to do it manually. If you try to scan the same book twice, Hisably will show you a duplicate scan message. So you have to exit the pop-up and resume scanning or adding manually. After you've scanned all of your extra books, you'll need to finalize the scan by hitting the Submit button. And there you go, all of your non-active inventory is now saved onto Hisably. To double check if you've done it correctly, if you scroll down to where it reads Non-Active Books, here you can see how many books you have added successfully by dollar value and game number. To find the book that I just added, Game 121, $5, book number 1114, and it's just as simple as that to add all of your non-active inventory. Now we can move on to Daily Report. This is the function that most employees will be using every single day. Once you reach the Daily Report tab, you'll notice up top that this is the Daily Report, which allows you to enter your business and lottery report. Then there's Gas Daily Report, and lastly, Cash Drops, to record any cash drops you have made throughout the day. First, click on this calendar icon. Clicking on the red box will always be the current date. Click on All Shift, and then start a new shift report. Are you sure you want to continue? Press OK. That spinning logo means that the web page is loading. As you can see, all the fields are now fillable. So we can go ahead and fill those. I'll begin with net sales, then sales tax, then meals tax. So my gross sales becomes $12.72. Gas sales, this field will actually come in a little while. 0 refunds, 0 checks, credit card. Customer credits occurs when you sell goods on credit for which you will receive cash later. Customer debits are any received cash from customers who have actually owed you. The next section, cash purchases, will allow you to record any cash payouts you've had. There we go. Inside the Others tab, we're able to add things that are not included in our Daily Z report. For instance, the train ticket machine allows you to sell MBTA train tickets. Let's say $30 in sales today. Now we can go into the Gas Daily report. Fill out this information here. There we go. So now my gas sales are $44.06. Based on the information that I've input in the business daily report, Hisably is saying that I'm supposed to have $4,500 in cash. I'm going to report $4,500 even. So I'm still $9.42 short for the day. Now moving on to the online lottery report. First, we're going to start by asking you today's 50 report. For then we will ask you the net sales and cashes, then today's cashing report. After doing these two reports, now you can proceed to enter in yesterday's 51 and yesterday's 35. If you have enabled these settings in the settings tab, basically this calculation will allow you to see if anything was sold after last night's closing. So that will roll over into today's day. If you do not sell lottery after closing, then you can disable this function in the settings tab. Next, enter in the register cash. That will give you an overshort. The 34 instant sale will come from doing your daily lottery scan. Scrolling down further, activate books. At this point, you can click in this box, scan book number, and then proceed to scan all the new book stubs which you are activating for that shift. The temporary activated book number should change the total amount of books that you have. Then you can click Finalize Books. After you click Finalize Books, all the new activated books will compile right over here. It'll tell you the game number, book number, ticket count, ticket value, receive date, and action. Further down below, lottery ticket scan. Once again, you must click inside this box and then proceed to scan all of your instant lottery tickets at the end of the night or shift. Once again, temporary ticket will change to the number of tickets that you have scanned. After scanning all the lottery tickets, you can click Finalize Tickets. Then click Load History to actually see the data that you have scanned. This section here allows you to manually add any tickets which have not gone in through scanning. The carry forward function is useful when you have missed a day in scanning or if an employee has not been able to do a scan. Then you can simply carry forward the previous night's numbers to today's numbers. Finally, report images. You may include any report images that you have gathered for that shift. And that's it. That's the daily lottery report and business report. So far, we've seen the daily report, the lottery tab, and lastly, the settings tab. Now that we've reached the settings tab, you can click on User to add new users that can actually use the system. When adding a new user, you can add their name, last name, their email, which they will use to sign in every time, a temporary password, a phone number, and then the role. Admin is usually the owner or the creator of the account, then a manager, and then a counter employee. Each user is able to create their own shift. You can also assign existing users as owners, so if anybody else has a Hisably account for which you'd like to share your account's access to, then you can copy their email address and save it. Then they will be able to sign in to your account. Let's move on to daily report. Here are some of the questions that we'll ask you. Daily report. Do you sell lottery tickets after the end of day or your shift closing report? For example, if you close at 11 o'clock, you print out all the reports at 11. Do you sell any lottery after that? That includes instant and online games. If you don't, just click No. This will turn off the 51 and 35 report. Now, do you start your new lottery books from the last number? For example, do you start a $30 game from the ticket number 49, or do you start selling it from a 0? If you start selling it from a 0, then you can click No. If you sell it from 99, 49, and 149, then you can click Yes. If you use cash drops, you can enable or disable that function. If you collect meal tax, you can say yes. If you don't, you can say no. And down below here are the others fields. So if there's anything else in your Z report for which you'd like to account for, you can add them here. The plus will actually allow you to have positive cash flow. the minus will subtract from that cash flow. So ATM, that means we have put money in the ATM. For train tickets, we have collected money on behalf of MBTA, so that's a plus. And that's about it. Now we can go on to gas type. From here, you can actually enable the gas feature. After enabling the gas feature, you can actually edit the gas types. So you can edit which ones you have and your average cost for them. Next up is vendor. You can add all your vendors one by one through the settings tab. First, you have to enter the vendor name, if it's a purchase or an expense, the department, an opening balance if you have one with them, and this is optional, the salesman name and their phone number. Then you can click Add Vendor. Once you click Add Vendor, all of them will compile in this list right here. Next up is department. If you'd like to account for any department that a new vendor supplies for you, you can add that department right here. For example, phone accessories. That's not in our list yet. Now you will see phone accessories. We also have phone cards. Expenses. You can also add different types of expenses for which we have not already suggested. Other income. Now you can add other income types. If your store makes any other types of income, you can also add it here. For example, bottle redemption. You can also add bottle redemption into the daily report plus tabs. That way you can account on a daily basis how much money your bottle redemption is bringing in. Lastly, due date options. You can create custom due dates based on how you're supposed to pay certain suppliers, and then bank. Now you can manage your banks. To add a bank, we'll just ask you for the bank name and the short name. We don't ask for any routing numbers or account numbers. This is just for you to document how you're paying certain accounts. Most people keep a lottery account and then a business checking account. And that's about it in the settings tab. If you have any more questions, definitely reach out to us and let us know if we can be more helpful. Thanks for watching this onboarding video, and we hope we've answered most of your questions to get on board successfully.